3 days I took to get some products from Ghana by air, and then Swissport gives me a week for my appointment. So it took me longer to get the product out of Trinidad and Tobago than it took from it to come from Africa to Trinidad and Tobago.
President of the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association, Roger Roach, says everyone knows what the problems are to improve the efficiency at the air and sea ports in TNT. He acknowledges that the Ministry of Trade and Industry has been doing work to improve the ease of doing business, but says while there is progress, it's still too slow.
Some of the big bugbears, some of the big decisions have to be made. One of them is the regulation or the RFP that is supposed to go out to privatize aspects of our port. Our port is simply, and this is the seaports and the airports, are simply too inefficient.
He says there are several Caribbean countries which perform much more efficiently than TNT.
There are Caribbean countries where air shipment clears in 1 day and a container clears in 3 days versus a week and 2 to 3 weeks in Trinidad and Tobago. And we are the most industrialized nation, and we should lead in that aspect as well.
And the Vice President of the TNT Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Sanjay Chase, agrees that the ease of doing business continues to be a hindrance to businesses, especially when looking at TNT's ranking.
We were 105th of the best ranked countries, or we were 85th from the worst ranked countries. But any way you look at it, it means that our regulatory framework is not conducive to ease of doing business. And as in that context, the Chamber remains resolute to ensure that we improve ease of doing business in Trinidad and Tobago.
And Mr. Roach says businesses represented by the TTMA continues to feel the pinch.
It ties up your working capital. Once you extend the lead time between the time you pay for goods and the time you can sell those goods, it ties up working capital. Right? So that simple fact that you can tie up your working capital, it means you can't reinvest the money faster, and therefore the velocity of your money changes.
He notes that TNT had a good rating from the IMF, which spoke about the growth of the non-energy sector, but believes there needs to be a push for the digitalization of the economy and easing of congestion on the ports. Sunil Lalla, TTT News.